Oh, oh man. In the words of Greasy Baby, grab some leather and sit down and listen. Okay, so real quick, I received an awesome gift today. I got to meet the guy who played Grease in Fallen Order and Survivor.
Oh,
Yeah,
Mm.
and uh, give me 1 second here. I have like I have like a pile of just a bunch of stuff around me, just
very
all
real.
around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I've got,
Here
yeah.
it is. So I got this picture autographed, and he said "God bless," and he said "Greasy money, baby."
Oh, greasy money. Oh,
Yay.
that's good.
And I will tell you, the voice actor sounds exactly like Grease. Like he
Oh, he's
hasn't
one of
even.
those, he
Yeah,
just
yeah.
does his voice.
Oh
I
yeah, it's
love that.
awesome. It's so awesome.
Oh,
Ah,
nice. Nice.
phenomenal.
Oh, yeah, it is so it's so awesome. Like I was talking to him and he's just like, "Yeah." He has like this New York accent. He's like, I'm like, "Okay, cool." So, anyway, welcome to the live show. That was a fun minute and a half. We're back after a brief hiatus due to my never-ending battle that happened with Comcast over my internet. Um, don't want to get into it, but we've got new internet now with Verizon, and it's good. So I will tell you this: if you ever have the choice not to have Comcast, please take it because they're horrible. They're horrible.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
This spot brought to you by Comcast.
You're gonna like curse my internet. My internet's like gonna go out. And, like,
Oh, I'm sorry, Allie.
the
I'm sorry.
Xfinity gods are
Sorry.
like gonna hear.
The Xfinity gods.
no comment.
He's talking crap about us. All right. Anyway,
uh,
we have a fun show tonight. We're going to talk a little bit of Halloween because we did miss Halloween last week, or our Halloween show last week. But we're going to talk a
Kevin
little
Scott will
Halloween.
never forgive us.
Hey, Chris. Yeah, Kevin Scott will never forgive us. That's true.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, how's it going? But we're also going to be talking a little bit of Star Wars politics. And then we're going to talk about a certain upcoming wedding that's about to happen as well. And then we're going to end with, I think, we're going to talk about the greatest trailer that Star Wars has ever released. And I say that not sarcastically because I love that damn trailer so
I
much.
I don't think I don't think I've seen my dad this excited about a Star Wars trailer since
Same.
Kylo Ren's
Same.
lightsaber crossguard lit up.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I
Like,
want to. Yeah, go ahead.
i- it's making waves.
Oh,
Yep.
it
It's
is.
making waves.
It is. And we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that in just a
Yes.
brief second. But before we get into that, my friends, as you know, unless you've been living under a rock, Tuesday's an important day as there is an election going on. So if you have not early voted yet, and you still have the opportunity to do so, please do so. If not, please vote on Tuesday. Um, it is our civic duty to express our voices with voting. That's how we can get things done in this country. So please vote. Vote your conscience. Um, Vote to save our country. That's what I'm gonna say. Um, I have privately endorsed candidates, but I'm not going to do it here. But I mean, if you've seen it on social media, you've seen it on social media. Anyway, vote. That's all I'm going to say. Vote. And then if you don't vote, you don't get to complain. That's all I'm going to say. You don't get to complain.
Unless you're under 18, then
Yeah,
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 exactly.
you're
okay,
in the
okay,
clear.
okay, okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. If you are ineligible to vote due to age,
Or like
then
citizenship status,
or
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 the
Right,
normal
right.
reasons.
status,
If
yes.
you can.
If you're ineligible to vote due
Don't commit
to
voter fraud.
exactly, exactly, exactly. But if you're ineligible to vote due to citizenship or being underage, then you can complain. However, if you're eligible to vote and you don't vote and you don't like the outcome, shut up. That's all I'm going to say because you don't get to complain. Um anyway, let's talk spookies now. So Halloween was what, Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. This week flew by. This week flew by. What did we do for Halloween? Did we go trick or treating? Like, what did we do?
I have so much candy left over. I
Oh yeah,
overestimated the number of children who would be coming by.
nice.
It was fewer this year than previous years, so
Hmm.
the overestimation was, understandable.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I went. So last year we all coordinated and we all dressed as our boss on Halloween. So we all had fake
Nice,
mustaches. We all had
nice.
the same shirt, the same.
Mm,
This year we did not coordinate something at work, so I was just dressed as my sister. I was wearing
mhm.
her college shirt and
Nice.
was carrying a copy of Great Gatsby 'cause she's an English teacher.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, nothing too special.
Okay. Allie, what did we do?
I got invited to one of my coworkers invited me to like a little Halloween party with one of her friends. I got like a seasonal job in between my like two Disney college programs, and I didn't even have to bring it up first by some random chance. One of the people I work with brought up the fact that she's a huge like Adam Driver, Kylo Ren fan. So immediately we've got to like bond over like that and like just nerd out because like it wasn't just like Star Wars. We just started nerding out a bunch about bunch of nerdy stuff, and so she was kind enough to invite me over to a party with some of her friends, which I thought was really sweet because I thought I was just gonna be sitting in my room alone during Halloween. So I like that I got to do something fun.
Yeah. 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 That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, we didn't do much because our apartment building doesn't, or our apartment complex doesn't do any like Halloween themed things, which I think is stupid because like they could at least do a trunk or treat or something, but they don't even do that. So yeah, we just laid low. That's it. We just laid low. My parents were in town. Um, so yeah, went and saw them for a little bit. Um, yeah, took them to the airport this morning at 4:30 or so this morning. So yeah. Hey John, how's it going? Yeah. Uh, anyway, so let's talk about some Star Wars spooky stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about our favorite spooky. How dare you two be late? How dare you two be late? How dare you two?
Um,
Let's talk about our favorite spooky moments, and then we're going to talk about our favorite spooky characters.
um,
Ooh.
moments. I'm gonna have to say that a new one that's like moved very high up on the list has to be the stranger floating down in the forest.
Yes.
Um, what?
Yeah.
Let me think. Because like I really liked all of Kevin Scott's little like Halloween
Hmm.
scary story things that he's done.
Hmm.
Those are always really fun. Um,
Yeah,
You know
okay.
what doesn't get talked about enough though is George Mann's both of his like Star Wars mythology books.
Mm,
There's
yeah,
some good horror elements in both of
yeah,
those.
yeah, there are, there are.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what I'll go with.
John and Amanda are talking Death Troopers and Red Harvest,
Uh,
because they actually go hand in hand together. And those are Legends novels.
Hmm.
Death Troopers was fun. Death Troopers was fun. Red Harvest was fun. I'm not a zombie guy though. I can't stand zombies. However, I will save my moment. Allie, your favorite spooky Star Wars moment?
I am always okay, so I have, like, a mix of it. So sometimes I like to be, like, spooked out just to be spooked out because like,
Hmm.
who doesn't? And then sometimes, like, it's framed as spooky, but it's more goofy, and I honestly still count that because it's, like, the characters make it seem like it's the creepiest thing ever, but I gotta kinda just, like, laugh around about that. Um,
Mm,
no, okay, so for serious things, what honestly, the spooky thing that traumatized me the most as a child and still to this day, every time I have to watch that episode or those 2 episodes, I, like, literally, like, wanna pass out. No,
I think I know
the
which
brain
one you're talking about. Yep.
brain worms and Clone Wars, I'm still traumatized. Watching that as a child, I was traumatized.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
It was just it's just so creepy, like, the way they crawl around and just having to see, like, the and a protagonist put in that situation, it just puts me on edge every time I watch it still, even as an adult, I'm like, "Ah, no."
Nicely done.
And then
Yeah.
go
Oh,
ahead.
Chris says Rancor pits. Go ahead.
Ooh, yes, yeah. And then for goofiness, just like every single way Zeb reacts to creepy creatures and rebels, he's just always so freaked out by them, especially the spiders. Like the way they
Yeah,
all react to the spiders, but especially Zeb. It's just so funny because like they're clearly like creepy because like you have to think because it's animated like that these are
Yeah.
giant ass spiders, so it's probably pretty freaking creepy. But like just the way that they always are like, oh my god, like it's so creepy and so many eyes and stuff. It's just so funny. Like
That one's pretty good.
it's great.
That one's pretty good. I will say, so you took one of them, which was the brainworms, because that is so creepy, but it's so good at the same time.
Yeah.
I will also say Maul with the spider legs, seeing the broken Maul is a real creepy moment.
yeah.
Mm.
And also like that snake thing that kind of reminded me of Ka from the Jungle Book. Um,
Morley?
yeah, he was creepy. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Chris says Yoda Swamp, moonworm stomachs. Oh, you're talking about the worm in the asteroid field. Yeah, and the Minox
The
and Yoda
Exogorth,
Swamp.
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The
Um,
Minox are creepy.
Minox are
With the
very
weird little
creepy.
cilia around their mouth.
Hmm. Yeah. Also, we'll say the ghost
Ghost
ship
ship level of
level.
Gragas in
Oh,
KOTOR. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That one's pretty
Both of the
creepy.
KOTOR games have some good creepy moments.
I will even say the Darth Bane, the first Darth Bane book has some creepy moments in it too. The Force Weird, the Nameless, of course. We got to
The
talk about
name.
the Nameless and the
Oh, I
Drengir.
mean, I can't talk about what my scariest moment with the Nameless is because the book is still too new. But
Um, I wouldn't
uh, the
say the
Nameless.
the Drengir because I'm gonna say this right now. Race to Crash Point Tower just made the Drengir just comic relief to me.
I think that the Drengir work best as goofy, creepy, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yep. Yeah. When I think of the Drengir, I think of the plant from Little Shop of Horrors.
Meat.
Yes. Yes. And I love that he kept calling it. I love that they keep calling everybody meat. Um yeah. I will say another creepy moment, anytime Marky and Rowe ordered the Nameless to execute someone.
Don't forget your hand.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Marky.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, Also, Evil Ray in Rise of Skywalker
You mean
is
Scary Bilbo? Sorry.
yeah, yeah, Scary Bilbo. Yeah, 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 exactly, exactly. Scary Bilbo. The Night Sisters zombies and Death Troopers in Ahsoka were scary. Yes, yes.
uh,
I wouldn't really say the Death Troopers were scary. They were just cannon fodder for lightsabers at that point. Anybody got anything else, Allie?
I just honestly say like I said, like with multiple limbs or just like these like giant creatures, I think get me the most. Like
Mhm.
the spider ones, not just in Rebels, but anytime we see those spiders, like Zeb's like, oh, so many legs, and also like when they're like crawling around. Also, like when it's like a child, like baby Yoda or something that's in peril, I'm like, it just puts my anxiety so much more on edge. And then also, like you said, anything with Maul, honestly, like because like I said, multiple legs. So like when Maul has like the spidery leg, like just spidery legs, I think is my biggest thing. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
spidery legs. But also like I think in terms of like spooky, because like I want to say because it doesn't get mentioned enough. Resistance, not a lot of like in terms of like being a kid, you have to put yourself in like kid
mhm,
shoes, kind of like the spiders. They like the way they try to play up the creep factor in like episode 1 of season 2 of that scene. Like
yeah,
I think about the clip of like freaking I think it's like CB23 and Niku are like getting trapped and they're just getting like spooked by like the droids and everything that are coming
yep.
after them. And oh my god, it's just, oh my god,
um,
it's so good.
actually, on the resistance note, and talking about the when kids are in peril, everything gets ratcheted up more. The the Sith temple on Asha's Ree
Hmm.
in the Relic Raiders episode,
Yeah,
when they're
Mhm.
in the Sith temple, I don't
mhm.
know. That one, I
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
my heart
Yeah.
raced a
Yeah.
little bit for that whole sequence.
I
Yeah.
will. So John says Dark Droids. Amanda says Vader in the corridor in Rogue One. Uh,
Mhm,
Chris
mhm.
says R2D2's death count, but I'm sorry, Chopper has more bodies than R2 does.
Oh,
I don't
okay,
know
this is
how
oh, you
many
remind me.
how
You remind
many
me. Chopper is like a horror movie thing in itself. Like Chopper will
Yeah,
just like pop
Chopper
up
is a horror
and tear them like
movie.
Chopper
all
is
the
every
time.
horror movie villain ever. Um,
Literally.
no, actually, Leah, you're right because R2 did blow up a Death Star.
No, Luke turned off the targeting computer for that
That's
one.
true. That is true. That's true. And R2
That
was
was all
actually
Luke.
technically dead at that point too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
R2
Yeah.
was out.
Yeah.
What I will say is R2 played an integral part in the Dark Droids comic,
Yeah.
and I count droid deaths as deaths.
Hmm.
So,
I
how
Yeah.
will.
many iterations of how many? Yeah, I don't know.
So if we're also talking like creepy characters,
Mm.
um 000 and BT1.
I
Mm.
love Trip and BT. They're not
Yeah.
even creepy anymore for me. They're just, maybe it's because I saw Silence of the Lambs at too young of an age, but the Hannibal Lecter type is just funny to me rather than creepy. And that's what they are to me. They feel like Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I do get like James Bond supervillain vibes from them sometimes too. Where it's like you expect me to talk? No, Dr. Afra, I expect you to die.
No, exactly.
Yeah, they are fun murder hobos. They are murder hobos.
Yeah.
They're
Um
murder hobos. Just
Yeah.
Zion's cool.
yeah.
Like I said, KOTOR is full of good moments for
Chris
creepiness.
says
Like everything
Palpatine's
on
date night.
Kashyyyk, so good.
Yeah. Uh Darth Nihilus is a horror villain. I would also say the confrontation between Darth Bane and Yoda
Mm.
in that
Mhm.
final arc of season 6.
Basically,
Yeah.
the Sith, great to mine for
Mhm.
horror.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I also think
Yeah.
Hmm?
like not only are the worms creepy in the Clone Wars episode, but I think like any form of like zombification or possession, and so or, like, I also think about, like, the Dathomir stuff and Rebels, like,
Yeah,
them getting, like, freaking possessed, like, anything where, like, characters lose, like, autonomy, like, that's a
yeah,
little creepy too, like, oh,
yeah. Um, John says the Wampa scared him as a kid. Hoth is
oh,
a
okay, that's
horrifying
fair,
planet.
that's
Um, Hoth is a horrifying planet.
yes, yeah,
Um,
My favorite thing about Hoth being a horrifying planet, which it is just in the
yeah.
movie, everything that has been expanded about it, both in canon and legends, makes it even scarier.
Hmm.
When
oh,
you
for
mean
sure,
there are giant worms digging through the ice that sometimes just blast through the walls of Echo Base and
Yep.
trap people in cave-ins.
Yeah.
What is this, Dune?
Yeah.
Uh,
Exactly. Chris says a droid repair room, and then John says Ewoks after finding out they eat people.
oh, I was about to say at first, I was like, "Wait, what?"
um, I will also say the Screaming Citadel is very,
Ooh,
very creepy too.
yeah,
that's a good one.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
a good one.
yeah. If you're looking for a really good, like, creepy comic to read, or a comic event to read the Screaming Citadel. It's a Dr. Aphra comic, and it's just
It's a
so
Doctor
good.
Aphra and like Star Wars main cast crossover, which is
Yeah,
always so good.
yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah.
Aphra and Luke are one of my favorite duos, honestly. They're always so funny together.
Yeah. Oh, no, they're great, and they play off of each other so
They
well.
play off each other so well.
Yeah. The leftover stormtroopers retreating from Endor at night.
Oh,
Um, God, somebody played too much Ewok Hunt in Battlefront. Um,
Where's the what's the name of the story about oh my about Enric Pride
oh,
on
yeah.
Endor after the battle
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah, it's from,
when he and his group got captured by the Ewoks.
yeah.
uh,
Legitimately, the Ewoks are they can be terrifying.
they can. They
Yes.
may look cute and cuddly, but just wait.
Ah,
Just wait. Um, yeah. So Star Wars isn't just always fun and adventure. There's some creepy moments
look,
and
what good
creepy
is an
characters.
adventure without the dark cave?
Exactly.
Exactly, right,
Exactly. I
right.
will also say Pong Krell. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, he's scary in like I don't know, like I don't know if I would call him horror. I would just be like he legitimately scares me.
He is
That's so fair, right? Yeah,
he is sick and sadistic.
literally. Oh my gosh. Yeah, if we're including those kinds of characters, I could rattle off like 10 more.
John says I more hate him than terrified.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is I'm so glad he took a blaster bolt to the back of the head. That's all I'm gonna say. So happy that he I'm so happy that he did. Um, but
Ah,
dude saw the writing on the wall though.
Mhm.
Oh, oh, another creepy character.
Oh.
The thing that bit Ahsoka
Oh
in the
god.
Mortis arc.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about, yeah. Mhm,
Yeah, yeah,
mhm.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So yeah,
So, yeah.
happy Halloween, Star Wars fans. Yeah, yeah. I mean, they do a great job at giving us. Actually, the Zelo Beast scared me a little bit at first
Really?
too. Well,
I
that
mean,
whole like alien episode that they did with the Zelo Beast.
mhm,
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. In Bad Batch.
having like a horror monster little like element amid the rest of the adventure is like I mean, that's been a thing since the Dianoga, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. That is true.
yeah.
It's been a thing since
That is true.
'77.
Yeah, but I love that though because like it's nice to take like a little bit of a breather and just be like, what the hell is this thing that I'm looking at like right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say this. Bad Batch incorporated the Zillow Beast in such a great way
Mhm.
that it paid off at the end, and it made me more than happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Shall we move on to Star Wars politics? Or
Yeah.
should we talk about the wedding and then go to Star Wars politics?
I feel like we
Let's
need
save
like
the
a
best for
breather before
later.
we do.
So
You want
let's
to save the best for later between that and Skeleton Crew? You want to put that at the back half of the show?
yeah.
I
Okay.
don't know.
Okay. S-
I'm not brave enough for politics.
Right, that's what I'm like. You need a
Thank you.
breather before we get to the
Thank you,
politics.
everyone.
Like, let's take a moment.
So I'm gonna say this as the intro. Politics has always been involved in Star Wars.
Right. I mean,
M-
right in 77, we have the
yeah.
scene with the council on the Death Star
hmm
talking about the disbanding of the Senate and
hmm
how the government is going to work now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, it's always been a part of it.
hmm
Mm,
Clone Wars really dove into it,
yes.
which I
Yes.
loved.
Yes.
I loved
Yeah,
all the
multiple whole arcs that were political intrigue
yeah,
and
Exactly.
and it
diplomacy.
was really cool to see the war from that perspective. Like we didn't have we didn't focus on the fighting. Well, we focused on fighting, but it was political infighting. And there were assassination attempts for supporting bills and stuff too. Like,
Yeah.
I
Right.
will also say, Andor did a terrific job on politics, especially with Mon Mothma.
Hmm.
And Bloodline was the perfect political thriller set in the Star Wars universe.
Hmm.
How old is the Republic? Uh, so we're still going by. Are we still going by legends for it?
Which
And
republic?
if we're talking about current Republic,
Like the
like
new
like new
Like,
canon
'cause
Republic.
so there's the
old.
Old Republic, which is
Yeah,
still basically before the fall of the Sith, the fall of
yeah,
the Old Republic,
yeah,
and that goes
Mhm.
back an obscene amount of time that if I think too hard about it, my brain hurts.
yeah. It's like
Um,
10,000 years.
it's I think even more than that.
Yeah,
Don't quote me.
it's a
It's
long
like
time.
it's like it's multiples of the entirety of recorded human history
Yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah, it-
um,
yeah,
but the republic that is the republic that we see in the High Republic and the Acolyte and the prequels is about 1,000 years old
yeah,
at the time. It's a little less than 1,000 years old at the time that it falls.
yeah,
Or no, it's just over 1,000 years old at the time that it falls.
yeah.
Um,
Well, yeah, because Palpatine even says in Revenge of the Sith, I will not let a republic that stood for over 1,000 years.
yes.
Yeah. Let's hope ours
Um,
lasts that long. You and me both, buddy. You and me
and
both.
then the New Republic lasted like 30 something years. And then it got blowed up.
And then it
Kerblooey.
did get then it did get blowed up by more space Nazis.
Uh, the the Hosnian system really did they were just so they have never had luck. That's
No.
what I've learned about Hosnian in
hmm
the High Republic.
All I'm also gonna
They
say is this is
always get screwed over.
good riddance to Kaz Ziono's dad.
No, he lived.
He lived.
He got off the planet.
Yeah.
He
He's
got
in.
off of
He's
Hosnian
He's
Prime?
in season
Yeah,
2.
he's in season.
That's right,
It's a
he
whole.
is.
There's a whole like.
Yeah.
That's
There's a
right.
whole fan theory that like,
Yeah.
what if he knew that it was gonna? What if he's like
Yeah.
a man on the inside? He was working for
Yeah.
Right,
the
right.
First
Yeah.
Order.
That's right, he did survive. I keep
Yeah,
forgetting that.
he did
I
survive, and then
keep
he like
forgetting that.
fully disowns Kaz.
Yeah, literally.
I know. I mean, he just pissed me off so much in
Oh, for
Ahsoka
Oh,
sure.
he's the
that
worst.
that I was just like, I'm glad your
Look,
planet
I'm
blows
not
up.
saying that we place all of the blame for the destruction of Hosnian Prime on him, but I'm not saying he's blameless.
We're gonna circle back around to that thought
We're
here.
gonna look, look. This is an anti-Hamato Ziono podcast.
It is. It is. We
We
hate
love
that guy.
Kazuda. We love
Yes,
Kazuda. We do
absolutely.
not like his father.
No. We love Kazuda and we love CB23 over here on the podcast.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes. And we love ourselves some Poe Dameron too.
Of course.
And we love Jarek Yeager.
We,
Yes.
Shout out
oh
to the
my
Battle of
God.
Jeddah.
Yes.
Battle
Battle
of
of
Jakku.
Jakku.
God.
I mean,
The
Battle of Jeddah was.
Japanese.
I mean, close enough.
I am going to say
Yeah.
this. The Battle of Jeddah is pretty
The
badass.
Battle of
Yeah.
the Battle of Jeddah is
Yeah.
pretty badass. The Battle
Yeah.
of Jakku,
Jakku, yes.
which currently has, which the comic is ongoing, and it has our dear Jarek Yeager in it.
I was so happy they brought him in. So
I'm
happy they brought him
so
in.
happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Chris
so happy that
says.
he gets to be like with Tess Dameron.
Mhm.
Fantastic.
Chris says Last Jedi did Poe dirty. I hope the Battle of Jakku is as cool as the Battle of Jeddah. Oh, it's going to be
Seems
just
like it's
as
gonna
cool.
be.
Yeah.
Seems like it's gonna be.
Come on, dude. You got Star Destroyers crashing into planets.
Everything we've seen about the Battle of Jakku before has been.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, I wouldn't want to be there, but like, it seems cool.
No, I want on the ground.
I don't want to be on the ground. I'll get hit by a Star Destroyer.
Or a
I'll
crashed
get
TIE
turned into
fighter.
a fine pink mist.
Yeah, exactly. But I will say this. They did a really great job with that in Battlefront 2 as well.
Yes.
They did a great job with that in
Yeah,
Battlefront 2.
it was great in Battlefront 2.
Hmm. So yeah. Anyway, back to politics because that's one of our favorite things to talk about here on the Beacon.
Truly.
Yeah. I will also say the politics of the High Republic era really intrigue me, especially with
Yes.
them having
Yeah.
2 chancellors
Yes.
at the same
Yeah,
time.
in the Phase 2 era.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it makes sense because like the number one complaint that we've always seen from the Separatists to Phase 1 and 3 is like the core ignores the Outer Rim.
Hmm.
So to have a chancellor who like his entire job is to deal with the Outer Rim,
Yeah.
it seems like, yeah, of course, that makes perfect sense.
It was kind of like the one was like Greylark was like more of the domestic, and then Malo was like more of like the foreign
Right, because he was the one who was
chancellor.
brokering
Yeah.
negotiations. He was the one who was doing diplomacy.
Yeah. Yeah. Just it's awesome. I just love all of the politics in the High Republic era. It's so good.
So interesting.
Even the politics of like the Nihil now that they're trying to be like a legit government.
Shout out Gira Staros for making the
Still
Nihil
hate
have
her.
politics.
Still hate her.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
Oh, Gira.
I think she's gonna be the one to kill Markian at the end.
Maybe it's Gira's fault that Hosnian Prime got exploded.
It's Gira and Kaz's dad's fault. It's
Yeah.
both of
Even
their
though they're
faults.
separated by like 400 years.
Yeah.
Oh my
Shh, shh. You don't need to know that. No. No, you don't need to know that. No.
Sorry,
No.
300.
Yeah, it's about 300-ish. It's about 300-ish. Meanwhile, chat's probably like, what the hell are these people talking about?
Literally.
Sorry, we know too much about Star Wars.
Yeah. So, yeah, vote. just
Right.
vote.
Just vote.
Just vote. That was like the point of our political conversation was, since there's an election coming up, we figured we'd talk a little bit about politics in Star Wars and how much of a jerk Palpatine is.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? It's all Jar Jar's fault.
Thank you.
Yep.
Exactly.
Delophaligits. That's all I'm gonna say.
I can't deny the Delophaligits argument.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Jar
Mm.
Jar is responsible for the fall of the Republic, not the Nihil planting seeds of doubt in the Jedi. Definitely nothing that happened in the Acolyte. It's all Jar Jar's fault.
It's all JoJo's.
And if Palpatine ran for president. No comment.
Palpatine ran for president.
Uh,
I am the United States.
uh, uh, one other thing I did want to bring up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So honestly, like two things. One thing is I can't talk about Star Wars politics, but just without just giving a round of applause to Padme. Like I stand her
Yeah.
so much.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
bow down to
Absolutely.
Padme. But also
Yeah.
just like in terms of like Clone Wars too, because like we see her obviously in the films, but like also just all the things she does in Clone Wars. Is I love two kind of things. Like one thing they focus on a lot is how the war affects like everyday life too, not only
Yeah.
just like the military side of it, but like I think about the episode where Padme is like telling them about how one of her aides, like what the impact of the war and how all the funding is going towards the war, what impact that's had on her aide's life and everything.
Yeah.
And then also just seeing like how all different facets of the galaxy are responding to war. Like I can't get through an episode. I'm sorry, Eric. I can't get through an episode without
You're
talking about
fine.
Mandalorians. I'm gonna bring them up every time.
I'd rather
Like,
you
for
talk about
example, like
Mandalorian.
the Mandalorians and Satine and stuff. That's like one of many examples throughout the Clone Wars of showing how this war is attempting to pull like everyone in, no
Yep.
matter how involved or not involved they want to be in it. And
Mhm.
so that stuff just always is so intriguing. And like Mandalorian politics on its own, I could like talk for hours about, but like even just in relation to like to not go off on a tangent, like just in relation
Fine.
to like their whole conflict with the Republic and Satine wanting to stay peaceful, and
Mhm.
because we see that with other like groups throughout the Clone Wars, but these groups that
Mhm.
want to like remain peaceful, remain out of the war, and then the war keeps trying to like drag them in,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
that stuff just was always so intriguing to me watching Clone Wars.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I think that Clone Wars really nails it, especially with Satine trying to remain neutral. I will
Mhm.
also say, seeing the separatist sympathizer in season 3 of The
Mm.
Mandalorian was just
Mhm.
that was great as well,
Yes,
because for him the war still wasn't over. Um,
right.
and he also saw the writing on the wall as like, yeah, this is gonna eventually fail, just like everything else failed. And yeah. um
Yeah.
I will also say I am really looking forward to the Mon Mothma book that comes out in
Oh
February.
yeah, yeah.
um yeah, Lena Ventari and the Separatist Senate were so cool to see. Yep, 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 yep. They were, they were. um
Mm.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that Mon Mothma book, because I feel like I'm gonna, it's especially if it's Alexander Freed, I'm gonna read the hell out of that book, and I'm probably gonna read it twice because that he's just so good. Um, all right, shall we get to something happy now?
Yes, thank you.
Well, we're gonna
Let's
get to two
do
happy
it.
things. We're gonna get to two
Yay!
happy
Okay,
things.
I actually like this because now I can just be
Yeah,
happy and not be
yeah, 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 and not be stressed. Not be
not be
stressed.
stressed. Yeah, exactly.
First off, all of us are invited to a wedding on December 18th.
Yeah! We're
Woo!
dressing up, right? We're dressing up. We're so dressing up.
Actually, you know what? We are gonna do a wedding special episode,
Yes,
We
yes,
and
should. We
and
have
yes.
we
to.
are going to dress nice, and we're gonna talk about the wedding. Let's see here. Let's actually lock that date in real quick. Um, let's do it that Saturday after the wedding. So the 21st,
The
it'll actually
21st?
be yeah, it'll be December 21st, 8 p.m. is our wedding special. That's actually going to
Our
be
honeymoon special.
our honeymoon special, where we're going to talk about the wedding and the reception and all of that fun stuff. Um, And that's actually going to be the last show for our year at that point too, because
Yeah.
we're going to take the holiday break. So yes,
Good way to end
so
off.
yeah, yeah. Why not end on a happy note with a lesbian wedding?
Well,
I
we
don't
hope
have my
it'll be
work schedule
happy.
yet, so
Well,
Anyway.
yeah, yeah,
thoughts
yeah,
and
yeah,
prayers.
yeah.
I don't have my
Um,
work schedule yet, so thoughts and prayers, everyone,
yeah,
please.
thoughts and prayers. But you need to tell your boss, you're like, I have a wedding to go
I have
to.
a wedding
I
to
have a
attend.
wedding to go to.
And you just tell them that. I have a wedding to go to.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And they can't just be like, well, who's getting married? And you know what? You could say two of my friends
Two of my friends,
that
exactly.
I've known for a couple of years now.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one has pink hair.
I mean, they could, you know?
Yeah, they could. They could. So we have a destination wedding that we're going to on the 18th
Mhm.
on Iriadu, which may or may not be the home of the Tarkin clan.
There's some cool Tarkins, you
Yeah,
know. There's a couple cool ones.
yeah.
Most of them are questionable, but there's a couple cool ones.
So John says this wedding cannot be missed. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
I mean, Leah, you are like the biggest shipper of Lula and Zine that I know.
They make me happy. They're cool.
And that's all that matters.
I read Midnight Horizon. So Midnight Horizon was the first time I like encountered those two because I
Mhm.
was not in the fandom, so I wasn't reading the comics and I wasn't reading
Yeah.
all of the middle grade novels when Phase 1 was coming out. But I
Mhm.
read Midnight Horizon and they made me, Lula and Zine specifically, made me so insane that I immediately made a Star Wars Twitter account and immediately started reading the comics and immediately went back and read the middle grade novel.
I love that.
That is awesome.
I love
I mean,
that.
and what a great way to become part of the fandom than to like
Than to discover
discover it.
this beautiful, fantastic couple in the moment that one of them is
Yes.
missing, presumed dead.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But
Ah,
like it's so cool. Just quick side note, and actually not a side note. It's so cool to see people discovering Star Wars for the first time through the High Republic.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Allie, your thoughts on the wedding of Lula and Zine?
I am so excited. Like you said, like it's just so cool to see just something happy too. Like this is
Mhm.
why like December feels like it's gonna be such a healing time between this and Skeleton Crew. We can just be happy and celebrate and feel joy. But then I also got mad when I read like the little synopsis thing because it's still, of course, the little synopsis was like, oh, but there's still peril in the galaxy, so who knows if it'll be happy forever. And I'm like, why would you do that? Just let me be happy. Why do you gotta do that to me? But I know in the end that I have faith in Star Wars that they're not gonna make it tragic. Please,
Yeah.
please, like, please, Star Wars.
I-
I would even accept something like Zirian Fontu's wedding, where it's like, yeah, there's stuff going on, but like they're still safe and
Yeah,
happy.
exactly.
Thank
Exactly.
you, right.
Thank you, Crichton's
um,
son, for
Crichton's
stepping up.
son.
Right.
I I think it's so great that the first, as far as I can remember, first gay wedding in Star
Yeah.
Wars is being written by the same person who accidentally wrote the first gay, like, married couple in Star
Mhm.
Wars when Daniel Jose Older wrote that Condor Kyle
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and Sinjir Rothvelas had gotten married.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah.
Um, but I mean, all of the art looks so good that we've
Mhm.
seen.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
The
The
cover
the dress.
being by my friend Ella
Mhm.
is just cool.
Yes.
I love that this is like the second wedding in like 5 years that we've gotten in Star Wars,
Mhm.
because we got the Han and Leia wedding
Right.
and Princess and the Scoundrel, which was an amazing sequence, by the way.
So fun.
And it was so much fun. I have to say, Ewok Bachelor Party is still like the best way
Ewok
now.
Bachelor Party is one of the funniest moments in Star Wars.
It really
Legitimately.
is. But I also feel like Daniel has hit us hard enough emotionally, like in the negative side with a lot of stuff, that I feel like he's just going to be like, all right, this does need to be a happy moment, especially for the fans
Please.
Yeah.
that have held on. Um,
Please.
and if he wants to do like something like dramatic at the beginning and like give us like a big action sequence or something like that, I'm cool with. But at the same time, I want this wedding to be everything that it is meant to be, and
Yeah,
I want it to be special, and I want it to be fun, and I
right.
want them to be surrounded by all of their friends.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
The people that care about them the most.
Yeah.
Um, and that's what they deserve, because they've been through so much in
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
that like, just give me, like, do what you did with the Bake Off, Daniel. Like, do what you did with the Bake Off and do what you did with the Rumble race. Like, give me those two fun moments again, and we're golden.
We got the Bake Off and the Rumble race right before the fall.
Right,
Yeah.
right. See, this is
And
what
we're
I'm
getting this
saying.
right before the Battle of Iriadu. Perfect.
Please.
Awesome. We already know what's coming.
Right,
Yeah,
And there's
exactly.
but
Right.
totally nothing else that we have to worry about.
no,
Ever.
but I just want, I want to savor this moment.
Exactly. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
give the moment its space, and then we can, like, then things
Oh
can go
yeah.
off the chain,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah.
Then throw us in the crapper.
Right,
But
exactly.
just give us that moment where
Right.
it's like, okay, this is meant to be this moment. There aren't any other stakes at this moment except for them getting married and them being happy.
Exactly.
And if you want to give them two crazy bachelorette parties, go ahead, because I'm cool with that too. Especially if Ram Jamaram's involved. But no, he's not, because he's still on Valor. Or no, he escaped. God, all of those are running together right now.
Well, no, he went back to Valo.
Mhm. Yeah, just like how
Ah.
everybody wants to go back to Jakku.
Why does everyone want to go back to Jakku?
What were you gonna say, Allie?
No.
Why does everyone want to go back to
Yeah.
Why does everyone want to go back to Jeddah from phase 2?
Oh, I know. It's like, well, let's go to Jeddah. Let's go to
Literally.
Jeddah. Hey
Well,
guys, let's
we
go
should
to
go to
Jeddah.
Jeddah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, 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 yeah. It's
Yeah.
not like there was a giant battle or anything on the moon.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean,
Um,
there wasn't the battle there before they went there.
there wasn't.
Yes.
There wasn't.
And then it was everyone wants to go back to Dalna, which there were reasons to stay away from Dalna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever think that maybe if they had just not investigated Dalna, like like the Nihil and like the Path of the Open Hand just wouldn't be there? Like
Mhm.
do you think like I don't know. I play the what if game in my head sometimes.
Valid.
Do you ever think if they had just picked up both of the Zevron sisters?
Do you ever think
Anyway,
that if
anyway.
only Sunshine Dobbs's ship had just been destroyed?
Mm.
If Sunshine's ship had crashed
Yeah.
instead of yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of
many
the
cases.
yeah. Star
Right.
Wars has many what if scenarios. They do. But you
Mhm.
know what? We're getting a wedding. Like,
We're
Exactly.
getting a
get
wedding.
excited, people.
Yes.
Get excited. I don't care who you are. Get excited for this, because this is going to be fun.
Yes.
Hopefully.
That's what I'm saying. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Star Wars, please.
And you know what?
Please.
Please.
Blue Milk Mama, if you are watching, make a wedding cake. Please.
Do it.
Make a wedding cake.
Do it.
I should make a Marala Sola wedding cake. I'm gonna do it.
You should. You should. So I'm thinking that maybe, we should have some, like fancy finger foods and stuff for our wedding special. Well, not fancy finger foods, but finger foods.
I
Maybe
should make
maybe have
deviled
some
eggs.
wine. If you want to eat deviled eggs, you can eat some deviled eggs. Maybe have a couple of
Make
glasses
the
of wine
pastries
or
from the
something.
bake-off.
There you go. There you
Eh?
go.
Shout out John for that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, have some wine and we're just gonna relax and talk about the love of Lula and Zine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
So the wedding is coming. We are super excited for it. It it can't get here soon enough. And it's and Allie,
Mhm.
you're right. It is, and this is gonna bring us to our next thing.
Mhm.
It is going to be one of those things that helps us heal.
Exactly.
Because let's face it, times are really stressful right now. Things
Right.
are up in the air, everybody's on edge, and we just need some healing moments and we just
Exactly.
need some fun. And that's going to bring us to our main topic of the evening. We're talking Skeleton Crew. And we are talking about the brand new trailer that just dropped that features a song that I didn't know I needed in Star Wars before until now, and that is Major Tom in Huttese.
Yes.
And that is awesome. That is awesome.
So good.
Also, shout out to the Neil joke in the middle of the trailer.
Oh my god. Yes.
Neil?
Neil?
And Neil's like, okay.
Everyone's gonna fall in love with Neil. I just know it. He's gonna be everyone's favorite.
Move over, Grogu. It's
Move
Neil
over,
Major
Grogu.
now.
Step aside, Nubs.
Whoa!
Ooh, I don't know. I
Drama.
don't know. I don't know if somebody can take my boy Nubs' place. But
Oh.
but
I feel
but
like look, Nubs' place could have been fully firmly taken if instead of talking, Neil had just gone like newt newt
Newton.
and made honking sounds. I do like that he talks
Newt.
though.
Okay, so quick side note, Neil is not the same species as Max Rebo.
He's not an Ortolan.
Yes. So
the jury is still out on whether Ortolans have 2 or 4 legs. 2 or 4 limbs.
oh, all right. Allie, Leah, gush. Gush
Gush.
about the trailer.
It's just, I was like ambivalent to positive about this show for a long time. I was like, yeah, it looks fun. I don't know if I'll really be tuning in, right when every episode drops. I'll just probably watch it once it's all done. And then this trailer dropped, and I was like, I fear I'm invested now.
Yeah.
I fear
we were talking before the show, like both of us, like I am not. My dad has never said he is so excited for a Star Wars project until this trailer. Like
my
in
dad
so
has
long.
not been this excited by a Star Wars trailer since Kylo Ren's lightsaber lit up.
Exactly. Yes.
Like, yeah.
Oh my gosh. And it's just such so much fun. Like it's just so much fun. Like I said, like for me, this is like just such a healing, upbeat feeling. With the not only just like the music choice, but just the full expression and experience of just kids exploring the galaxy. Like it makes me so excited, so happy because I've always loved this kind of stuff because we've gotten like some of this in the past with like Omega and with Ezra and like we've gotten like kids exploring the galaxy before, but like in the past, I really had to counterbalance it a lot with like the adult perspectives because there was a lot of adult characters. But this time it's just so much on the kids' perspective and the kids' lens that makes me so excited to see that be such a primary focus.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that we're finally getting the creation of the kids on speeders genre.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I would
Fantastic.
also say Book of Boba Fett kind of did that
Yeah,
with
it
the
did kind of do
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
but they're
Right.
still like teenagers to young adults.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
These
I
are
get it.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love that. I love like that they're writing like when we did the photos for
Oh
Skeleton
yeah, I
Crew,
remember
like
that.
like
Yeah.
when it first came out. I loved that like they had legit bikes that had like streamers and stuff like
Streamers,
coming
yes.
off the handles.
Yes.
Like give me that every
Absolutely.
single day.
Yeah.
And it just looks funny and how dare you have to wash dishes? Um sorry man. It the fact that nobody knows the kids' planets and we're surprised at the Old Republic credits, that's so interesting in the trailer. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
that's great too. And I love that the that they're legit lost.
Right.
Like I love that. Um the pirates. Oh my god, I can't wait for these pirates.
Mhm.
I hope that Gorian Shard shows up again. There's one pirate I need. There's one pirate I
I
need.
know who you're talking about.
There's one pirate, and I think we all know who it
We
is,
all know who it is.
and that is Hondo Onaka. We need him in this show.
Um,
Please.
in one of the wide shots, there's a ship that looks a little bit like the Katooni.
Please,
Oh,
please. Yes, it's all I want, honestly.
and you know what? Put a dude in the suit, but give Jim Cummings the voice acting.
Right. Right.
And I'm there for it. I'm sat for it right
Yeah.
there. I mean, I'm already sat for this show because I mean, I was texting my wife and like the when the trailer came out and I sent it to her and I was like, I am legit crying tears of excitement and happiness right now by
Oh,
watching this thing. And she
It
just went,
looks, yeah.
yeah. And she's like, that looks like it's so much fun.
exactly. Right.
And that's what we need in Star Wars right now.
It's
We just
fun.
need fun.
Yeah.
I mean, the Acolyte was fun. I
I had
will
a
admit
great
that
Course.
the
yeah,
Acolyte.
the
The
Acolyte was
Acolyte
great.
also ripped my heart out and then
Yeah,
Exactly. Right.
yeah,
Right.
in a positive way. I liked it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I need like a balm for my soul.
yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, yeah. And that's what this show is gonna be.
Yeah.
Plus, I love the whole Goonies vibes to it.
Yes. Oh my god. That's my
Like
first thing my dad said. He's like, Star Wars Goonies. I'm like, yeah.
yes,
Basically.
yes.
Yes.
I'm definitely getting the Stranger Things vibes too.
Oh
Like I'm
yeah.
definitely getting that, but it's
A little
more of
dash of the Breakfast Club at the
yeah.
opening with
Oh
what
my
are you
god,
in
what are
for?
you in for?
Yeah.
And like she just smirks. Like I love that bit too.
Yeah.
And then like like you see her on the speeder bike with the buses kind of crashing, which is
Mhm.
great. Also, it's awesome to see Star Wars in a suburban setting too. Like I love that.
Right.
It's so different from what
It
we've seen
is.
before.
Exactly. Right.
You know what
So
it makes me think of? It makes me
mm,
think of Spirana, the planet that Chas and Erica end up on at the end of Victory's Price.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yep,
Mhm.
It's like
yeah.
the way that they describe their house and like where they live. It's like, do they live in a suburb? Did they settle down after the war in
Love
a
it.
suburb?
Right.
Love it.
Right. And I think it plays well into this whole going on a journey of being lost and discovery.
Yes.
Because like I think back to like the previous trailer we got, how it like starts out with the line like this test will determine the rest of your life. And I think like it kind of is in a way reflecting, which I know some people don't like that it's reflecting our reality so much, but I like the way that it reflects kind of an idea, a look of our reality in a structured way. And then it says,
Hmm.
no, we're going to take that. And suddenly we're just like lost, completely lost in the galaxy. And we're
Hmm.
going through the discovery with these kids. And I think as a kid, like you have to imagine kids watching this and kids being
Hmm.
like getting to put themselves in that fictional universe and being like, oh, that could have been me in the classroom about to take a test and like in my
Yes.
suburb, my Star Wars suburb, and now here I am
My
exploring
Star Wars suburb.
My Star Wars suburb.
yeah, my Star
Love
Wars
it.
suburb,
Uh,
exploring the galaxy with these kids and like getting to go on that journey with kids. Like I've
Yeah.
seen so many comments from parents about that already, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, like about how my kid's probably gonna love going on this adventure, and it's
Mhm.
just oh,
yeah.
it makes me so happy.
Amanda says Skeleton Crew looks awesome. John says Hondo is the one character I need in the show. Also,
Exactly.
maybe the Vespa Rangers. I don't know if we'll see them, but I have a feeling we will see Carson Teva. I think we are going to
Mm,
see Carson Teva in this show. Um, I also have a feeling like because a lot of people don't know this planet, I have a feeling like this is far outer rim, like
yeah, yeah.
on the edge of the galaxy.
I just read like I was reading through some like interviews and stuff before the stream, and like they very vocally said, and we talked about this, Eric, when we talked about the end of Mandalorian, about how like the crossovers between like Book and Boba and
Yeah.
Mando, and how it's hard to keep track of watching all the different content. But the creatives have been very outspoken already about like you don't need to watch other stuff.
Yeah.
Like you can just like they've said flat out, you do not need to watch other content, which it makes me happy that people won't have to feel like they need to watch a bunch of other stuff,
Mhm.
or they can just go in and watch it and enjoy it. And like it kind of to your point, like you said, it it adds that mystery element where we don't just
Yeah.
think, oh, it's probably something we already saw in this content or that content or the other. Like, no, it's genuinely
They're
like
probably going back to Tatooine.
Yeah.
no, no, like not Tatooine exactly, but
Mhm.
like it's this planet that no one's heard of. Like it's so out there in a mystery. Like it makes me think about how like because we when we first talked about the Acolyte in
Yeah.
Epcot, we were talking about like mystery, mystery, mystery. This I feel even more so than was advertised
Oh
with the
yeah.
Acolyte. It's truly gonna
Yeah.
be like mystery to
I
it.
I also feel like this takes a lot from like Star Trek as well. Like
Mm,
how we're gonna get like the planet of the week
mm,
thing. And you know what? I'm cool with that too. If you
mhm.
just give me a string of different planets throughout the week or throughout the weeks this is airing and I see like different cultures and stuff,
Right.
I'm cool with it. Like
And this
bring
is
that
like
on.
something that like I feel like Resistance was starting to try to touch on, and if
Yep.
Resistance had been given another
Mhm.
season, they could
Yeah.
have definitely explored a lot more with like that adventure of like going beyond the Colossus and getting to explore
Mhm.
these new different areas. And I really love that. So I'm excited to see that kind of thing, like you said.
Mhm.
It's exciting.
Also, I love the design of the ship. Like, I think the
Oh yeah.
design is really cool.
Yeah.
The pirates all look cool too. We're getting Steve Urkel as a pirate in Star Wars. How awesome is this? Like,
Mhm.
that's gonna be so much fun. And I just and Jude Law looks like he's just having a blast with it too.
Right.
Which I am all here for Jude Law in Star Wars. I think it's gonna be fun and I can't wait. I mean, this show is gonna hit. I mean, and what better way than Star Wars at Christmas again? Like, what
Exactly.
better way than Star Wars at Christmas time?
Yes.
And it's a 2 episode premiere, which is gonna be a lot of fun as well. It's gonna suck waiting week to week again, but we are gonna have a lot of fun with it. We are gonna be doing episode breakdowns as well.
Woo-hoo.
So get ready for that, people, because we're gonna be promoting the hell out of this show. John says this is the true holiday special. It
Oh.
could very well be. It could very well be. Hopefully,
Can
no.
Lumpy be there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Lumpy with his VR
Can
headset
the
thingy.
can the weird hollow circus be there?
Oh no, please no, please no. I
No.
mean, we are getting Teak from the Ewok movies. So I mean, there is that.
I'm just saying, if the Hollow Circus is there, this show is instantly an 11 out of 10 for me.
What if they set up the circus on the planet that they're on to be broadcasted out on the HoloNet?
6 seasons in a movie. Go.
6 seasons in a
Right.
movie, yeah. But this is a show that I want to run multiple seasons just because of the premise of this show, like kids being lost in
Exactly.
space.
Yeah.
Um, it reminds me a lot. I don't know if you all watch this, but this is from a different franchise. It reminds me of Stargate Universe and how like they got onto the Destiny and the Destiny was like galaxies away from Earth and like they had no way of like getting home. So they're like, all right, well, we'll just continue the mission of Destiny because they find out the mission and everything. And like they kind of went to like different planets and like all this other stuff. And it was just really, really interesting. Like it kind of reminds me of that. Like just just put them in space, leave them there for a bit, maybe tease the parents coming after them and like trying to reunite with them and stuff like that. But don't
Yeah.
make it a one and done thing. Like give me like 2 seasons and I'll be good.
Hmm.
But make it a cohesive story. And I have a feeling they will. I have a feeling that they will because this is from the same team that did like Spider-Man, the Spider-Man like No Way Home, like all that stuff. So like I have a feeling we're going to get a fun cohesive story here.
I do think we are going to get a cohesive story, but I do feel like fans still need to prepare themselves for the fact that this, well, I believe it'll be a cohesive story. I do feel like, kind of like you said, that it could not necessarily episodic, obviously, because it's still going to be a story and there's still going to be
Yeah.
growth and stuff, but like it's going to be, I feel like it's going to have more of a, I didn't want to say sporadic because that sounds like a bad word, but you know, like just more of a fun nature, free flowing nature to it. I feel like it's not going to be as heavy handed structured. I feel
Yeah.
like,
It's gonna kind of be like what Star Trek Strange New Worlds is, where it's like week by week, but you'll get the characters
right,
progressing.
exactly,
But like
exactly.
each story's like self-contained for the
Yes,
most part.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, these are kids, so they will make mistakes and be immature.
Thank
Absolutely.
you. Who commented that? I want to like
That John,
praise
John
John.
did.
Thank you, John. Thank you.
I'll
Thank you.
I'll
Thank you.
highlight that. But
Yes.
yeah, like, and that's the thing too. I
Yeah.
want them being kids. I
Exactly.
want
Thank
them
you.
messing up.
Oh my
Because that's what it's about. That's what growing up
exactly.
is about. It's about making mistakes, learning from your mistakes, and still making new ones while learning from your mistakes.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Thank you. Like
And,
we
and
just talked about
yeah,
this a lot with Rebels. Like kids are gonna not do things right the first time always. Kids are gonna make mistakes. Kids
yes.
will maybe make the same mistake more than once like Ezra does. It'll
Hmm.
happen. Like they're kids, they're learning and growing and also like the impact and influence that
Yeah.
older people have in their lives or just even like the unknowns of the world around them. Like
Hmm.
all these external factors that make those decisions so much more challenging, especially when you're lost, when you're like
Yeah.
completely
Hmm.
freaking lost and don't know what this is or what that is. Like it's
Hmm.
learning. You got to give these kids space to make mistakes, to grow, to learn,
Yeah. And
because they're going to be doing that a lot.
and another thing is like I want to see these kids like legit scared about the
Mm,
situation they're in.
yes,
Like
yes,
like,
very
don't
important.
make them, like, horrified, but, like,
Oh
make
yeah, no,
them
honestly,
nervous
no,
about the situation that they're in.
Like, it
right.
needs to be different from how, like, in Young Jedi Adventures, yeah, these kids are going on adventures and they're always in
Yeah,
situations, but these are situations that they have, like, gotten themselves into,
yeah,
Right.
whereas this is, like, something out of these kids' control has happened.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, like I think back to like some of the early Omega content we got. Like
Mhm,
when bad things would happen, we would genuinely oftentimes see like really distraught or drawn back reactions from her. Like when
mhm.
Wrecker gets triggered by the chip, when she like the
Yep,
whole incident with the ball and cut and run, like all those like genuine moments of being a kid and being like, sorry, I was just trying to get the ball, or Wrecker, like I know the chip's controlling you, but you still see how it impacts her that even though she knows it's the chip, she's still
yeah,
it's hard for her still
mhm,
in that moment to see him like that. And you could see her reaction in that. So yeah, like those genuine
mhm.
child reactions, like you said, it doesn't need to be like petrified horror, but even just like reacting to the stakes, like being
Yeah.
aware of the stakes of the situation.
Show me you're out of your element.
Exactly.
Right.
like in a good way. And we
And
get
show
that.
me the kids, like, figuring out how to
Yeah.
deal with it.
Oh, exactly,
And
right.
we get that in the trailer a little bit, especially like when the one and Neil are at the food stall. And like the
Win.
one guy like yeah, and like the one guy like cracks whatever that thing is. And like
That reminded me of Outlaws, the food
yes.
stand.
Oh.
Yes. Yes, the mini games and Outlaws with the Nix and Kay. It's great.
Mhm,
But yeah, and then like they're like, "Yeah, where did you find Old Republic credits?" And then like they're like, "Oh crap, we've got to run."
mhm.
And so like they improvise in that situation. Like that's what I want. Like that's that trailer. And Leah, you hit the nail on the head before we even started broadcasting tonight, where you said, "I don't know what was in that trailer, but I want more of it."
Exactly,
Right.
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Knicks, I want them to adopt a pet. Oh, I think they're getting a pet.
Oh, for
I
sure,
think they're getting a pet.
for
They're
Yeah.
sure.
getting a pet. His name is Jude Law.
What?
Excuse me, that is my emotional support grown adult
Marvell
man.
himself. Was he Marvell?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's
Mm,
been
By
1,000
adopt, I
years.
mean
I don't know.
yeah.
by adopt, I mean steal. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Okay, now I gotta look this up. I gotta look up who Jude Law was in Captain Marvel.
I think they should have like a stowaway Kowakian monkey lizard or something.
Yes.
Because one, that feels like it would fit the pirate vibe.
Yeah. Oh, he was Yon Rog. He was Yon Rog. Okay. Okay. But yeah, that would definitely fit the pirate vibe. I'd love that. I would love a Kawaki, a monkey lizard. Especially like if Neil messes up, it could just laugh at him. A stowaway Nexu. Oh my god, a Nexu.
Mm,
Welcome back, Tep Tep.
Yes.
Welcome back, Alana
mhm.
Yes.
Solo.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, yeah, just give us a fun little creature for them to have.
Yes.
Actually, you know what? Give us a Charhound. Let's get a live action
Oh my
Charhound.
god. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Leah? Leah, are you okay?
I think I would die in a good
Oh,
way.
It would be amazing. It would be amazing. Like, give us a live action Charhound.
Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's there's oh man. And you know what? Here's the thing. A random thought, maybe a
Yeah.
romance between two of the kids, a wholesome, cute, innocent romance. I mean, I'd like to see like crushes develop. Like, I think that that would be fun, you know? Like, I think seeing crushes develop between the
Oh.
kids would be fun.
Could
Um,
one of them be Neil? Because I think that that would make it even
oh
better.
my god, that would be fantastic.
Imagine. Oh my god.
And you know what? Here's the thing, like we've done so much speculation with other shows in Star Wars where this one I don't even want to speculate what's
Right.
coming.
I'm just like, whatever we're getting, it's gonna be fun. And that's
Yeah,
Right.
all that I care about right
Yeah.
now.
exactly. And I just
Right.
want to sit there, I just want to watch the show and I want to have a good time. And I don't want to form different theories and all this other stuff because I think for this show we just need to sit and be in the moment and just enjoy
And just
ourselves.
enjoy it. Yes.
And
Just
then if
enjoy
we
it. Like,
and
oh my god.
and we'll break down the episodes and we'll talk about the episodes, but we're not going to speculate what happens next because we
Yeah.
want to go on the ride. And that's
Yeah.
like it was different with the Acolyte because like we had that mystery going on, we wanted to know like who the stranger was and all of that. But with this, it's like what planet are they going to next? Let's just wait and see. Like, are they going to get attacked by the pirates? Let's just wait and see. And let's just have a good time watching it. That's what I want with this show. I just want one Star Wars show like Young Jedi Adventures where I just turn my brain off and I just go along for the ride. And that
Yeah.
is this show. That is going to be this show. We're going to have so much fun with this thing.
Yes.
And Leah, you're right. Whatever crack they inserted in this trailer, I want more of.
It was just fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And like I said, I told you guys this before we got on. I've been talking to Leland Chi like on threads because like he's been posting the lyrics to Major Tom like in the Huttese, and I'm like stuck in my head. That's stuck in my head. And he's like, good. like like why not? Why not take and you know what? Give me that song as the opening credits sequence every single episode, and I'm good.
Yeah. Well, no,
Oh.
I'd even like different music, you know, like get
Yes.
different kind of like cover. Oh my god,
Oh my
yes. Like,
gosh, yes. You could
yeah.
do a whole like synth 80s soundtrack
Yes, exactly. That's
in
what I'm
Huttese.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, kinda like they do with Marvel, how they, like, change up different songs with, like,
Yes.
Loki, how they did that with Loki at the different end
Yeah.
credit songs, like, oh
Mhm.
my god, do it.
Yeah. Oh my god. They would have so much fun with it.
Yeah.
Because you know
Hut-
what? The only speculation is what song's coming next.
Huttese cover of Don't You.
Yes. That and like hit me with your best shot.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's so many.
Yeah. Or like they could do like for like the action sequence like before they fight the pirates or like during the fighting of the pirates, like they could I want them to go to an adult area and Neil gets super curious and the other kids drag him out of there.
Oh,
Yes.
Neil.
Give
Oh,
me
Neil.
give me innocent kids in a in an area that they should not be in.
Even just
Um
in a cantina, you know? Like,
yes. And like they
Yeah.
try to order drinks
Oh my
they
and
god.
they're like
try to order drinks, and the bartender is like, "Kid, we only have alcohol here."
Huttese of Mr. Blue Sky, that would be fun. Like,
Yes. Yes.
also give me like Huttese version of Thunderstruck or like a Jawa version of Thunderstruck. Like, give me all of that.
Love it.
Oh, I could also see them like going into like a diner and like ordering like all this food and like then they have to like wash the dishes in order to like pay their tab. Like, I think that that would be fantastic. Like, that would be so funny.
Yes.
And
Yes.
oh my gosh, come on, Star Wars. Just and oh, man, like just give us those funny interactions and I'm golden. Give me music. I want synth music. I
Mhm.
want all of that. Like
We're doing synth music. Can we have like an astromech droid
yes.
musician,
And you know what?
like DD
Oh
Mhm.
my gosh.
in Survivor?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Also, this is the perfect opportunity if you've been to Galaxy's Edge, bring in DJ Rex. And you know what, John? I do want a dance off episode too, a la Footloose.
Oh my god. Yes.
And you know what's another thing? You could easily do a musical episode of this show probably with the kids.
They could get away with it.
Yes. And
List of
who
Star Wars shows we could get away with a musical episode: Skeleton, Skeleton
Skeleton
Crew,
Crew, Young Jedi
Young Jedi
Adventures.
Adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe maybe The Mandalorian if it's a weird one. If they go to like a singing planet. Like I think that that would be pretty funny. And like you have Grogu's first words as like him singing or something about his dad.
That would be funny.
Yeah. But yeah, like if you wanted to like experiment with like different genres of episodes, this is where you go with Skeleton Crew.
Oh, for sure.
I'm so curious to see what they're gonna do with it.
Yeah, me too. But like I said, in no way am I speculating about this show. or
Whatever
even
we get, it's gonna
theorizing
be
it.
fun.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? I'm honestly, I'm cool with it. Like, I am cool with just riding this out.
It's like you said, it's like Young Jedi Adventures. It's nice to have something where you can kind of just sit down, turn your brain off,
Right.
Yeah,
and watch the blasters go pew pew and the ships
yeah.
go. Shoo.
And you know what? Here's the thing. If you want to give me emotional moments that tug at my heartstrings in this show, go right ahead and do it because I think that you are going to do it. But at the same time, this show is going to make us laugh. That is what this show is here for. It's
Mhm.
for us to just laugh and have a good time
Yeah.
and turn your brains off, people. And here's another thing, and we've said this before and we'll say it again. Do not in any way whatsoever go after these kids.
Mhm.
These are children that are living their dream by working in Star Wars. So you shut the hell up about them.
And again, we know that the people who are watching this
Oh,
don't
yeah,
have
Oh,
to
absolutely.
yeah,
hear
yeah.
that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not talking
But like,
about this audience per se, but I'm talking in general.
remind the people around you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Please do not
exactly.
bully the children,
No.
No.
especially when, as was mentioned, they are children. The
Yeah,
characters are going to make suboptimal choices,
yeah,
Right.
exactly. Also,
and that's what everyone attacked Jake Lloyd for. So,
Right.
and another thing is let's support this show. Let's keep this show going and let's just show them how much fun we're having while watching this thing.
Mhm.
right.
Let's just do that. Like
Yeah,
just have fun.
and like you've said before, like, when we talked about, like, Man and The Mandalorian, it's like, if you aren't enjoying it, don't force yourself to watch it. You don't
Exactly.
have to like every single Star Wars project that comes out. If
No.
this is not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea, and,
Mm-mm.
like, you're allowed to say that, but like we keep saying, like, don't take that out on other people,
Yeah.
especially people who are enjoying it.
Yeah.
I think that's something we really, as a fandom, we need to step back and
Mhm.
accept is, like, if we don't like something doesn't mean we need to like make
No.
everyone else feel the same way that we feel
Mhm.
about it. So yeah.
Leah and I were talking before you got on, and
Mhm.
and we've talked about this before, Allie too, where
Yeah.
um I I love Book of Boba Fett. I don't like the Mando heavy episodes of Book of Boba Fett, but I still
Mhm.
love the Book of Boba Fett. I think it's a fun
Exactly.
show,
Yeah.
and I think I loved what it tried to be. I wanted it to be a little more based in the underground, and I wanted
Mhm.
to see a little more of the syndicates, but I'm cool
Mhm.
with that. But you and I did not. I mean, we had fun with season 3 of The Mandalorian,
Right.
but we
Right.
didn't like it as much as the previous 2 seasons. We still had a
Right.
good time with it.
Yeah.
Um, I think they missed the landing in that show.
Right.
I will also say this, as much as I love Ahsoka, I think that final episode of season 1, they missed the landing. I just think they missed the landing all the time with that final episode. But I'm still gonna watch season 2. I'm still gonna have a good time with it, you
Right.
know? Not everything is going to be perfect, but just shut up and watch it and enjoy it if you can. And if you don't enjoy it,
Just don't.
stop
Yeah.
watching it.
Just don't
Don't
watch it.
hate
There's a
watch
difference
it.
between criticism and being a hater.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. And and here's the thing. If you love this show, which I think most of us are going to love this show,
Right.
we're going to be called shills and we're going to,
Oh yeah.
they're going to hurl
Mhm.
insults at us. Don't let them get to you with
Yeah.
that. Like, enjoy it. If this thing makes you happy, if this thing heals you, enjoy it.
Right. Yeah, and like I said, like, that's the thing we have to step back and we don't it's 2 things. We don't need everyone to feel the way that we feel, and
Exactly.
we don't need to feel the pressure to feel the other way people
Mhm.
feel, because I think those are the 2
Exactly.
big things that honestly come to play in a lot of people's minds
Yeah.
is wanting that, like, level of social acceptance too, or
Yeah.
even fandom acceptance, because I think oftentimes there's this kind of pressure sometimes to
Yeah.
feel a certain way, like that everyone else feels about a certain content, or even just to feel like you need to watch it all.
Yeah.
But then you don't need to watch it all. You
No.
don't. Like, no one's gonna say you're less of a well, there will be some people obviously that'll say you're less of a fan, but in the large scale of things, you are still a Star Wars fan. Just because
Yeah.
you don't vibe with Skeleton Crew doesn't mean that you're not a Star Wars fan anymore. And I think like and that's what you said is an important thing too. Like we saw with the Acolyte, it's stuff like this is gonna happen. Like there's always gonna be people in fandom that are gonna like be there tearing other people down for how they feel about things. But like you said, Eric, just focus on what you're enjoying. Just focus on that enjoyment. Take a step back from fandom if you have to. Get off the Bird app if you have to. Like if
Yeah.
that's what your mental health needs to just still enjoy the show, then do what you need to do to just enjoy the show. And don't
Yeah.
let that's what I'm saying. Don't let anyone tell you your joy is wrong. Like don't
Yeah.
let people say you're wrong for enjoying something. Like that is just
Absolutely.
so important for people.
Absolutely. Um, yeah, this and that's key. Like just enjoy it. Just have fun. It's Star Wars back at Christmas. Like how could we not get excited for this? It's like we're getting a Christmas gift early. Like come on. And I will also say this, going back to your fan, going back to what you said about being any less of a fan. Um, Celebration is coming up next year in Japan, and
Mm,
that's a hike. That is a hike for people to get to.
right.
And if you're going to Celebration, that's awesome. Like I will be living vicariously through your photos.
Right.
Um, just like Leah kept posting from Celebration in London, and I lived vicariously through Leah's photos,
Right.
and it was fantastic. And I loved talking to Leah about Celebration, especially when you got back, Leah, because it was just so much fun to hear your stories.
Yeah.
Um, but just because I missed Celebration, or just because you're going to miss Celebration Japan, doesn't make you any less of a fan.
Exactly.
Like, if you can't make a celebration, you can't make a celebration. Like, it's fine. Like, finances happen. Like, at the end of the day, I'd rather have a roof over my head and food in my stomach if it means that I have to skip out on celebration. Does it suck? Yeah.
Mhm.
But at least I have a roof over my head and I have food in my stomach and I can try to plan the next celebration.
Mm,
So
Exactly.
right.
that's the thing. Like, don't let people say that you're less of a fan, like Ali was saying, because you may not like this or you may not like Andor or what have you. Just be you.
Yes. Exactly.
As long as you're not a piece of human garbage, you're fine. You know what I mean? Like, as long as you are not part of the problem, you're golden. You're good. Just enjoy what you're going to enjoy. Is there anything else that we want to talk about? We covered spookies. We covered some politics. We covered a lesbian wedding, which I'm still really excited for. I am so excited for this wedding.
I'm
And then
so excited for them.
we talked about kids being kids, and I love it.
Yeah.
Like, just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. And you know what? If you're excited for the wedding, let us know. Like, like, oh my gosh, we're gonna have to really start promo for the wedding special. How is the Jakku comic? Also, what do you hope for Jedi 3 Cal's final game?
Mm.
The Jakku comic is great.
I'm having a fantastic time
Yes,
with it.
it is so good.
Um, Resistance fans, we are finally feasting.
Yes.
Yes.
Uh,
Oh, yeah. When you get done, we do have comic news to talk about too.
we are
More comic news.
finally feasting.
Yes.
Um, Jedi 3. I fear that I will get in trouble for saying what I want to happen at the end of Jedi 3,
Mhm.
but I do think it would be character assassination of Cal Kestis for anything else to happen. I think he has to die.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
don't think that there's any way that he lives and does not try to participate in Like, yeah, they could stick him on an inaccessible planet with no way off, but that's just doing
Oh,
the Ezra Bridger again.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And
I
he's
think that they just need to kill him. I think he needs to have a noble sacrifice. I
yeah,
think it'll hurt a lot. It'll be painful,
Yeah.
but
yeah,
Yeah.
he currently is alive because of 3 other characters' noble
yeah.
sacrifices, and I think
Well,
he would feel the need to return the favor.
Oh.
that and he's already said, like, he doesn't wanna rebuild the order. Like,
Right.
he knows that he's not meant to rebuild the order.
But he does want to tear down the Empire.
He does. Or become an inquisitor. I don't even wanna see him become an inquisitor
Oh, that would hurt
because
so bad.
No.
and Amanda, I see where you're going with it. Like, I see where you're going with it, and I can see it happening, but I'd rather him die. Like, I'd
I'd
rather him
rather him die.
no,
That is
because
dark, but fair.
well, no, I mean,
No,
I'd rather him
yeah.
die because I'd rather see him go out on his terms
Got it.
instead of,
Totally.
like, an outside force influencing him to become an
Oh,
inquisitor.
for sure.
Like,
Um,
him dying
yeah.
so that, like, Marin and Kata can get away or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly,
Right.
exactly. John also says, "I'm excited for the Bad Batch comics." Yes, the Bad Batch comics are coming in February. We are getting Bad Batch. It's the original squad, so we're getting Hunter, Crosshair, Tech, Echo,
Is
and
Echo?
Wrecker. Yeah, I thought he was on the cover.
I can't remember.
Yeah. Um, but we have 2 other comic stories real quick before we go. We are getting a brand new Poe Dameron comic,
Mm.
written by Alex Segura, who wrote Poe Dameron Freefall.
Mm.
Exceptional.
Yes.
Gonna be fun.
Which I will say this, if you have not read Charles Soule's Poe Dameron run, please do yourself a
Please
favor
read
and read
it.
that. It is so good. I think it ran like 25 issues. Like it ran a while. And the art is just incredible in it, especially the Phil Noto art. And Charles Soule is not done with Star Wars, as we are getting a Kylo Ren comic called The Shadow of Vader. And that is going to take place between episodes 8 and 9, with
Woohoo.
Kylo finally assuming the role of Supreme Chancellor. No, not Supreme Chancellor.
No.
Supreme Leader of the First Order. God, all of those run together.
That's fair.
Lots of
Yeah.
words.
It's
Yeah,
all
lots
good.
of words. But yes, we are getting a Kylo Ren comic.
Woohoo.
We're finally getting some more sequel era stuff, which I'm really excited for, which I think is a lot of fun because next year is the 10th anniversary of the sequel era.
That's wild.
Years?
Yes, yes,
No.
yeah. I
Like, it makes sense to me, but also, ouch, I feel old now.
yeah, I feel really old.
Oh my god, no.
Yeah,
So much time
yeah.
has passed.
I
Literally, that's
know, I
crazy.
know. It was 5 years ago that we got Rise of Skywalker. Yeah,
That's insane. Those
yeah,
5 years went by really fast.
yeah, it did. But yes, so we're finally getting more sequel content, and
Mhm.
I'm really hoping that we get more and more.
Yeah,
And I want post sequel trilogy comics and stuff too. Like
yeah.
that's something that I really want. But it was really cool to see Poe finally getting some more love. And I am down for a Kylo Ren ongoing. Like, give me
Um,
a Kylo Ren ongoing.
isn't Ethan Sachs writing the Poe Dameron, not
Is he
Segura?
writing? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. Sorry about that. Ethan Sachs. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's Ethan Sachs.
I
I
had to like
apologize.
remember. I was like,
Yeah.
no, because Ethan Sachs was writing something,
No,
and it
Segura
made my son
Segura's
go insane.
writing Segura's writing Battle of Jakku.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Ethan Sachs. I am so sorry. I got those 2 confused. I am
You're
so sorry. Um,
No worries. It happens.
but
yeah.
Ethan Sachs writing Poe Dameron, that works in every sense of the word. Like,
Yeah.
bring that on. And I really want Leia heavy in that Poe Dameron comic too. Like, I want to see their relationship. Um,
Mhm.
yeah. And then for the Kylo Ren comic, awesome. Is
I'm
this a
pumped.
Star Wars live? We are talking Star Wars live right now. Yes, yes, we are. Yeah, yeah, we are
Kylo Ren
talking.
comic's gonna be good as well.
Yes.
Kylo Ren comic is going to be good.
Yes.
I I I do think it's a little funny. They've basically run out of ground to cover for Vader stories, so they're like,
No.
Legacy of Vader, Kylo Ren.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Because we kind of know most of what happens
yeah,
in
yeah. We
when
do.
he joins the Order. Then there's a suspicious 10-year gap with only one book taking place in it, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
we know everything from episode 2 onward.
hmm Speaking of literature, Mace Windu book is so good. Please read the Glass Abyss.
Mm.
Yes, Glass
Glass
Abyss
Abyss.
is fantastic. Um. Oh yeah, that's right. We're supposed to meet for book club tomorrow, and I forgot what time.
Glass Abyss.
Um.
So good.
We'll talk about that later.
I
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't expect to love it as much as I
Why
did.
pickle?
I loved it.
Yeah. I will say this. I'm listening to the audiobook for it, and they have William Demerit, who did the narration for Shadow of the Sith, doing this, and he's fantastic doing the narration in this book.
Mm.
So it's so good if you have not gotten into it yet. Highly recommend it. Especially like if you want to know more about Mace Windu and his relationship with Qui-Gon. Like that is the stuff like between him and Qui-Gon like oh, it's so good in the book.
Hmm.
Just
So good.
it was such a good exploration of Mace Windu. Like I would
Yeah.
love getting more stories like this that are just like a
Yeah.
crunchy, in-depth story
Yeah.
about one character.
Mhm.
Like
That's
we could get something like this about like I don't know,
Plo Koon. I would
Plo
love
Koon.
a Plo
Like we
Koon.
could get
Yeah.
something like this about um I don't
I
know.
I will also say this, don't give me a Yoda book. Just
Oh
don't
my
give me a
god.
Yoda book.
Uh, Legitimately, I just prefer that Yoda remain like a little bit like, what's that guy's deal? You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want
Exactly.
answers about Yoda. I
Yeah.
Oh
just want more
my god.
questions.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, speaking of Jedi real quick, um comics wise, we are getting a Jedi Knights series as well.
Yes.
That was announced at
Mhm.
New York Comic Con.
Yes.
Um
Oh my god. That's gonna
yeah,
be fun
that's going to
too.
be a lot of fun. John says I want a Qui-Gon and Dooku novel. Read Dooku Jedi Lost because there is a
Yeah.
lot of Dooku and Qui-Gon in that.
Yeah.
I wonder
Um
if we'll be getting any Dooku and Qui-Gon stuff in that Qui-Gon graphic novel that has been delayed 400,000 times.
I hope so. The hyperspace
They were
stories, you
brave
mean?
enough to announce like the next stories coming after that one.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's
Mace
gonna
Windu is
come
one of them.
eventually. Yes, Mace
Yeah.
Windu is one of them.
Yeah. Um Yeah, so it's a great time to be a Star Wars fan. We have so much in the pipeline right now, and
Yes.
just get excited and just have fun and just enjoy yourselves. Like, just forget the haters. Just
Yeah.
forget the haters. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, just, I've said it time and time again. You're upset about space wizards and space witches that happen to love each other. And we're upset about this. We're upset about this. And we're upset about somebody appearing in a show because their trading card from 2002, which had the wrong age, they showed up in a TV show. Like, stop. Stop it. Stop it. I'm
Let's
done.
all just have fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sometimes I think about back before I was like really involved in the fandom. I was just like watching the movies when they came out, watching
Yeah.
the shows when they came out, and I was like, wow, I'm having a great time watching the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah.
I'm
And
having
then,
a great time watching The Mandalorian. This is
and then the
good. I'm having a
Fire
great
Nation
time
attacked.
watching.
No.
Sorry. I
No,
didn't
you're
mean to
right.
interrupt you, Leah.
No.
No, you're right.
But then the Fire Nation attacked.
Right.
Uh, this is the final stand of Bossing Say right here. Yeah, just enjoy yourselves. Like, that's all. Just let's just have fun, and let's just enjoy ourselves, and let's just embrace the fun that is Star Wars. Like, please just relax. Just relax. Everybody's so uptight anymore, and I get it. But just chill. You know? That's what we're doing. Come on, we're gonna celebrate a fictional wedding next month.
And it's gonna be good.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be great,
Yes.
and we're gonna have fun talking about it,
Yeah.
and we're gonna act like we were there. It's
We
gonna
were
be
there.
great. We were
We're
there.
there. Yeah.
We were there. We were on the guest
It was a
list.
long time ago.
Yeah.
Far, far away.
Yeah. We had it was like I said, destination wedding.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna dress up for it. Like, who does that? We do.
Woo.
It's gonna be great.
And you know what? We're gonna just yeah, I'm done. This was fun. It's great to be back. We have a handful of episodes left. Um, Probably not going to be doing one. Uh, Actually, no, we are going to have to do one after Skeleton Crew premieres. Yeah, I was going to be
We
like, yeah,
have
we're not going
to.
to do one like right after Thanksgiving. I was like, no, we
No,
are.
we are.
Yeah, yeah, because we have that. You bet. I'll wear a suit for the wedding, even if I'm not on the show. There you go.
Yeah.
See, and then if you do partake in beverages, um, we're gonna have some beverages too. We're gonna have a party. It's gonna be great. Um, and yeah, so don't forget to register, or don't forget to get your gifts for Lula and Zena at Bed Bath and Beyond. Oh wait, those are closed now. Probably a toaster from Amazon or something like that. They'll need it on the Star Hopper. Oh wait, no, that's gone now too. See, all of these things run together, Leah.
They'll need it on Ariadu.
Yeah. Because I don't
Yeah.
think the Tarkins have enough toasters.
Yeah, they're asking in lieu of gifts to get uh to get weapons to the Ariadu resistance. Uh
And a few credits.
and a few credits.
Yeah. Their honeymoon is going to be the Battle of Iriadu. Like that's going to be their honeymoon.
They really are Fontu and Ziri.
Yeah, they are. They are. And that's another thing too. Like, when we do the wedding thing, we're going to not only are we going to celebrate this comic, but we are going to talk about the Han and Leia wedding. We are going to talk about the Ziri and Fantu wedding. Like, we're going to talk about those fun weddings in
Are we
Star
gonna
Wars.
are we gonna talk about the Snap and Kare wedding and I'm gonna cry?
Sure.
Great.
Yeah. I don't
I'm
have a
literally
suit nor a
tearing up
dress.
just thinking about it.
It's all right, Amanda. Just wear whatever you
Oh,
want. Wear whatever you want. I'm probably going to wear a sport jacket or something, or I don't know.
we'll make it work.
Yeah. So, all right.
I should wear my
That's it.
temple robes.
Actually, I was thinking about maybe wearing my Jedi robes for that, or maybe even my droid builder for that. I don't know. Maybe
Anyway,
my Jedi robes. Yeah. Anyway, so that's it for the show. Yeah. Anything else, Allie?
Nah.
No, you're
no,
good.
Nah.
You're good.
Yeah.
Anything else, Leah?
no, I think I'm good.
Yeah, we're good. All right.
We're good.
So, yeah, I'll be hanging out and voice chatting about 15 minutes or so. in Discord if anybody wants to hang out there. But other than that, that is it for us. We hope that you had a good time. We are back for a while, so get ready because we're gonna have some fun here. Yeah, may the force be with you. And remember, at the end of the day, we're all the Republic. Goodbye.